Hi, I'm Jenny Dahlquist from Nordic Ware, the makers of the original Bundt Pan. Did you know that there have been over 60 million Bundt Pans made and sold in the United States since 1950? That's a lot of cakes. It's all still made right here in Minneapolis by Nordic Ware, which is a family-owned company. Bundt Pans are seen all over the news, they're seen in movies, and in fact, they are so popular that a few years ago, National Bundt Day was declared. It's on November 15th. So I'm going to share a couple of tips with you today that will make your next Bundt cake turn out absolutely perfect. One of the things that we always stress is making sure that when you're greasing and flouring your pan, you're getting down in every little nook and cranny. So whether I'm using a vegetable spray with flour in it or just traditional greasing and buttering method, I like to take a pastry brush and make sure I'm getting down in all the little cracks and crevices and kind of spreading out the shortening. Another tip that we like to recommend is taking the pan once you have the batter in it and wrapping it on the counter a couple times. You might want to put down a cloth so you don't damage your countertops. But by hitting the pan on the counter with some batter in it, you're going to work all of the air bubbles that are in the batter up to the surface, and that's going to result in a nicer cake with more fine detail and not any little dots on the outside of it. Once you put your pan in the oven, it's very important not to open the oven and peek at the cake while it's baking. This is going to throw off the baking time and your cake might not rise as evenly as you were hoping it would. So once you hit the timer, leave the cake in there until the very end when the timer goes off. Then it's okay to take it out and use a cake tester to see if it's done. Now once you pull the cake out of the oven, you want to let it cool for 10 minutes, and 10 minutes is kind of a magic number for you. If you try to take it out of the pan earlier than 10 minutes, there's a good chance the cake is going to be too hot and it's going to break into pieces when you pull it out of the pan. And if you let it rest for longer than 10 minutes, the sugar in the batter starts to solidify and it starts to stick to the edges of the pan. So you want to do it right around the 10-minute mark. You're going to put your plate on top of it, invert the cake, give it a little wrap on the side, and it should come right out. So all of those tips should result in a fantastic baking experience next time you use your Bundt Pan.